What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to the brother Magnetic Discovery for the $15 donation via the PayPal. Much respect to him for showing love to Too Raw for TV. So he's essentially asking a series of questions, right? And this is like an extension of a finals MVP argument video that he requested from me a couple of days ago, last week, I think it was, where you have LeBron James fans who are always constantly trying to reshuffle the deck and recalibrate their arguments, which are not very genuine. And they don't come from a place of authenticity. They come from a place of overt bias. But they keep trying to rewrite the rules, you know what I'm saying? They keep trying to find some angle where somehow this will be the masterpiece argument that, or the masterpiece never before seen angle, which conclusively proves that LeBron James is the GOAT. See, we've moved that goalpost 35,000 times before, but this will be the 35,001st time that'll be very successful. So LeBron fans can finally ring out an acclamation. Ha ha, we got you. So he says, part two of finals MVPs. They, talking about LeBron fans, said that having four final MVPs makes LeBron at the minimum number two. Now, how do you figure that? Are you talking about in the modern era? Because I don't believe in that bullshit. Because Kareem has 6. Bill Russell has 5. Wilt has 4. Technically, if I'm not mistaken, if you include the ABA, Dr. J has 4 MVPs. Jordan has 5. So how is LeBron just automatically at least number 2 all time? Oh, I get it, the modern era, right? Because anything before 1990 or 1980 don't count. Him having 4 MVPs doesn't disqualify him as GOAT. They say if Jordan can be higher than Russell despite having less rings, then that means it's only fair that LeBron can be higher than Jordan while having less rings. Okay, so what are we basing this on? I mean, we keep going back to the same tired argument. The reason why people, as much as they love Bill Russell, the reason why people don't qualify Russell's 11 rings as much as Jordan's 6 is because Russell was not the player all around, number one, that Michael Jordan was. Number 2, Michael Jordan didn't enjoy for pretty much his entire stance or stanza as a Bull a Hall of Fame caliber team around him the entire time. I mean, Bill Russell came to the Celtics with a player that was essentially the 50s version of Steph Curry and Bill Sharman, and the 50s version of, I don't know, Chris Paul. No, I can't say Chris Paul. 50s version of / James Harden / Pete Maravich. I don't know if that's quite the right combination, but you get what I'm going with that one, right? Maybe Isaiah Thomas and James Harden with a better comparison. But come on, you got these guys already on your team. You joined them. Your new teammate that year is so great that the 4th guy, Heinsohn, wins Rookie of the Year over Bill Russell. Michael Jordan was playing on a team full of drug addicts. for a couple of years. So, I mean, plus Jordan was playing in an era that was just a lot more competitive overall. There were 25 teams when he first came into the league, I think. 23 teams, when he first came into the league. With Bill Russell was 8. So, come on. The argument is that LeBron should not be punished for losing 6 times, since most players can never even reach the finals that many times at all. Well, Jerry West lost 7 times, I think, in the NBA Finals, right? He lost, 8 times. Jerry West lost 8 times in the NBA Finals. So, since he went to the finals 8 times, right? Since he went to the finals 8 times, why is it then that Oscar Robertson, who went to the NBA Finals, I think, twice, why is Oscar still considered greater than Jerry West if Jerry West has all this finals experience? I mean, look, circumstances matter. Circumstances matter. Jerry West went to the finals 9 times. Elgin Baylor went to the finals, I think, 8 times. 7 or 8 times. I think 7. The reason why people don't harp on it as much with Jerry West and Elgin Baylor is because, generally speaking, they were usually overmatched by whomever they played in the NBA Finals, especially before Wilt Chamberlain got there. Whereas with LeBron James, with the exception of 2017, which still had a chance at being at upsetting that Spurs team if it wasn't for LeBron having such a horrible performance in that finals. And a lot of those finals losses, LeBron's teams were favored, such as in 2011. Okay? Going into that season, 2014, Miami was favored to beat San Antonio. They lost in 2015, despite him being on a new super team, and he got swept in 2018. Now, you get a little bit of a slight pass for that because you don't have Kyrie Irving anymore, but damn it, y'all was good up to at least win 1 game. It's not that you lost 6 finals, it's in the way in which you lost those 6 finals. Despite the fact that you're being granted all of this talent by the powers to be, despite the fact you're getting all these great future Hall of Fame caliber players, you still manifest a losing finals record. Wade, Bosh, and Love were never at their best with LeBron and let him down, while LeBron had to go up against super teams when they were at their best. Their Spurs team was not at their best. Tim Duncan was not at his best by 2013, 2014. And the reason why Wade and Bosh and Love didn't look good is because it's not the truth. It's not truthful that LeBron makes everyone around him better. If anything, certain players, usually the third cog, which all these guys generally were, except for Wade, they have to make adjustments to LeBron. Wade had to learn to play off the ball more. Wade was ball dominant. Wade had to learn how to play off the ball more, and he got better, actually, at least as far as being complimentary to LeBron James. That's why they started winning, because Wade actually got better. See, morons like some LeBron fans, they look at cumulative stats and they think, oh well, see, that's why. Wade's numbers went down. Did you notice that Wade's efficiency went up? Of course, his numbers are going to go down. He didn't have the ball in his hands as much. But did you notice that Wade's decision making on the court got better? His efficiency got better. The only thing that happened was by 2013-14, Wade was starting to get a little older. Bosh had to totally he had to totally change his game, change his body, change his approach to the game. He struggled. And did you hear anybody in the media show any empathy for him? No. They did show a little empathy for Kevin Love, who was struggling so much psychologically to go see a psychiatrist. Whereas Michael Jordan, he purposely augmented his game, augmented his attitude, augmented his approach to the game, began to trust his teammates, demand the ball less, defer more, became a better passer, became more of a glue guy, especially that second three-peat. Unlike this guy, who's still holding hissy fits and taking photos in front of opposition screens of teammates' logos because he's no longer the belle of the ball anymore. You know what I'm saying? The 40-year-old teenager. Jordan had Pippen at his best. Sure, okay. And LeBron had Anthony Davis at his best. So what are we talking about here? And Jordan won a championship, his last, with Pippen not at his best. As a matter of fact, Pippen was not an all-star in 98. If LeBron didn't have to face some of these great teams, he would have surpassed Jordan in rings too. There we go. There we go. So let's get this straight here. LeBron is the greatest player of all time, but yet somehow he can't get over some of these all-time great teams. Let's talk about some of these all-time great teams. We talk about the Warriors. That's pretty much what you're talking about, right? The Warriors, right? The same Warriors that were down 3-1 to the Thunder, right? And they didn't have such a bonehead coach in Billy Donovan, who was just wasting time in Chicago. They would have lost in the conference finals that year instead of the NBA finals. We're talking about the same Kevin Durant team that in 2019, I believe it was, didn't they lose like 25 games during the regular season? Didn't it take 6 games for them to get past the 8-seeded Clippers? I'm just trying to remember. This super duper team that was unstoppable. Didn't it take them 6 games? Didn't it take a 50 point performance from Kevin Durant to beat that first round team? I'm just trying to remember correctly, right? I think this guy's making a lot of now, not you, but these people, they make a lot of excuses, man. They said not a single LeBron fan, a LeBron hater can explain how Jordan, is above Russell. Well, I already said that. By every metric, by every statistic, Michael Jordan was a significantly more impactful player overall on both sides of the ball than Bill Russell. Look, Bill Russell was a great player in my opinion, right? But I've always stated that I think if you switch Nate Thurman with Bill Russell, those Celtics teams still would have won 8 to 9 championships. If you put Bill Russell in Nate Thurman's shoes, he would have been slightly less effective scoring, even more effective rebounding and defense. significant player, possibly no championships, depending upon what team he plays with. Michael Jordan, on the other hand, I saw, and I think most of us see, as a cornerstone championship player. I don't know. Maybe I'm underselling Bill Russell a little bit. Maybe I am. But I don't see Bill Russell as a cornerstone championship player. I've never seen him as that. I've seen him more as a guy that elevates average teams with his defensive prowess to a championship team. Remember, before Bill Russell joined the Boston Celtics, they already had, as I said before, a Hall of Fame coach and Brett Auerbach, a Hall of Fame point guard and Bob Cousy, and a Hall of Fame guard and Bill Sharman. They were a really good team. They were so like the Houston Rockets of, with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. They were like kind of a little bit like that team before Bill Russell got there. They were a high-scoring team that was undersized up front and soft defensively up front. That's kind of what they were. Most of Bob Cousy's triple-doubles came before Bill Russell was drafted because he had to help out as far as crashing the boards. Now, Wilt Chamberlain, when he was with the Lakers, was playing like Bill Russell. Now, at that point in time, he wasn't as mobile as Bill Russell. He wasn't as great a passer, although he was a good passer, but he wasn't as great a passer overall as Bill Russell, although I think he was a better outlet passer. But he was just about as good a rebounder, generally. But he was much more efficient, far more efficient. Bill Russell could not play like Wilt Chamberlain. He couldn't play like Sixers Wilt. He couldn't play like the Warriors Wilt. He didn't have that versatility. Michael Jordan has versatility. Jordan could elevate teams in so many different ways and fashions, not just on the defensive side of the ball. Not to mention the fact that I haven't even talked about Sam Jones. Sam Jones won 10 NBA championships with the Boston Celtics. Sam Jones was one of the key reasons why Boston was able to beat Wilt Chamberlain and his teams with key game-winning shots or game-time shots, which sent the games in overtime, which ultimately they were able to prevail over his teams or other teams. So with Sam Jones, who probably behind Oscar Robertson and Jerry West was the third best guard in the 1960s, and he has 10 championships, right? Then why the hell has he never even come up as a top 10 guard? Shouldn't he be top 10? But he never does come up. Why? Because people really don't know what the fuck they're talking about when they talk about the Boston Celtics. They just know Bill Russell. Sam Jones was no scrub come the bench. This was an all-star. Sam Jones was their leading scorer in the playoffs. I think, what was it, 1967, 68? I think it was. One of those late 60s years. He was their leading scorer of the team in the playoffs. So, this is just another one of these lame, group session, arguments that they've come to, some conclusion that they've come to as far as trying to argue this GOAT thing, man. Let's just give it up, man. Okay, LeBron's not the GOAT. And with what I think is lurking out there soon when it comes to accusations, he's going to be out of a lot of people's top 10 soon. Or let me not say that people might start crashing out on me again, threatening to do me in. Why, yada.